All right, Vannifar combo, mid-range, whatever you want to call it. Prime Speaker Vannifar. Sacrifice another creature. Search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost equal to 1 plus that creature's mana cost and put it into play. So this deck has a really wacky kind of combo style finish. So what you do is you get Nightmare Shepherd into play, and then while Nightmare Shepherd is in play, you use Vannifar to pod one of your 1-drops into Corridor Monitor. Then Corridor Monitor comes into play and untaps Vannifar. Then you pod Corridor Monitor into Woe Strider, and Nightmare Shepherd creates a copy of Corridor Monitor, which untaps Prime Speaker Vannifar. Then you pod the token of Corridor Monitor into Tower Scout, which untaps Vannifar. Then you pod the Tower Scout into Deathless Knight, and Nightmare Shepherd brings this back and untaps Vannifar. Then you can pod the Deathless Knight into Grey Merchant, and Grey Merchant comes into play and deals 2, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage, and then you use Woe Strider to sack the Grey Merchant to deal another 9 when it comes back with Nightmare Shepherd. So the setup is Shepherd plus Prime Speaker plus a 1-drop, and you Grey Merchant them for 18. You can theoretically do this on the 4th turn of the game if you play Prime Speaker on 3 off of a ramp spell. So this deck actually felt like with its good draws, it could race the ramp deck because the ramp deck's not interacting with you. So if you can find Vannifar consistently along with the Shepherd, you can do that. And we did it a number of times yesterday and it was sweet. So we're back doing it again today. Let's play some Magic, huh? Does the combo get better if you emote hello at the end? People were asking about Johnny earlier. I will never tell people decks like this are safe for the wild cards. Sorry. You're taking a gamble. You're taking a gamble. If you have fun with it, they're safe. That's a good answer. I guess I keep this. If the second Grazer was, this is why we only have 2 Grazers in the deck. Like if the second Grazer was a 3rd land, this hand would be so much better. It's a good draw. Hey, Holy Kino. Used my Prime sub because I had to say how beautiful this is. Well, thanks for re-upping your Prime. Welcome back to Hoaglandia. Remember, if you think this deck is sweet, there's sweet decks like this one and lots of others on my website that we've been playing over the course of the last few days. Nightmare Shepherd's been one of the most impressive new cards for me. It's very, very slick. They get stomped here. Hey, glad you're enjoying the Aristocrats deck. That's the only one that's been updated on the website so far. So tonight or tomorrow morning, I'm going to be doing updates to the website, so all the standard decks will get updated there. I'm going to go ahead and block. If they want to spend their turn pumping this to kill my Grazer, go for it. I do have a standing desk, so my desk has motors in the legs and it goes up and down. Yeah, that's true, Zach. The only real cost to this deck, if it ends up being bad, is the fact that we have a number of rares in here that are not... Vannifar is a mythic that you're not going to use elsewhere. Both Woe Strider and Nightmare Shepherd are going to be format staples. Looking for a 4th land here. They have Shock in their main deck. That's aggressive. Happy Tom, I'm going to give you a 10-minute break to look at the deck list. Nothing quite says peak Twitch chat like asking why we're not playing a card that we're actually playing. Always remember you can type !deck in chat to get a link to the deck list. It's also available on your screen via the Stream Decker widget. If you're on mobile, there's a little SD icon you can click on. Nightmare Shepherd not only attacks for a good bit in the air, but it also lets us block pretty endlessly too, which is great. In Pioneer, is there anything other than 8 elves that is competitive? The red mid-range deck featuring Goblin Chain Whirler is good in large part because Chain Whirler devours elves. I think blue-white control is kind of okay in Pioneer as well. I don't actually think the Lotus Field deck is very good. The more I played with the Lotus Field deck, the less impressed by it I've been. I think the Lotus Field deck is pretty good against bad mid-range decks that people like to play in formats like Pioneer, but in general, I don't think it's that stellar. No, Pythrion. We've not played it with the new enchantment, but if that card changes the dynamic, sure. All right, so we just need to stay alive here then. The problem is these are going up to 5/5s. I have to block with Shepherd too. It's unfortunate. Oh, I can block with Vannifar because she comes back. That's it. Yeah, okay, so that loses to a removal spell though. Yeah, I guess that's still the line though. They have to have pump. They pump plus Murderous Rider. Dead to Cleave, it's not worth talking about Embercleave here because we're dead to Cleave either way. We're currently taking 2, 3, 4, 5 from Trample. Yeah, can't beat a removal spell here, but we get to kill them next turn. If we get to untap with Vannifar. Alright, sweet. They're dead. Hey, Cobra Commander. Thanks for the 8 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Sorry, I can't talk while I'm doing that because if I talk and click while doing that, I'm gonna mess it up. If I talk and click, I'm gonna mess it up. How do we sideboard? How do we, yeah, we could have double Grey Merchant in 2 there. We had 3 more Grey Merchant activations because we could have sacked the Grey Merchants to Woe Striders. So we could have done another 26 there. Yeah, I think Trophy's good. It's very possible I had this deck in a TCG player cart right now. Trim. I think you could trim the 4th copy of this as filler. Probably go down on Neoform. That seems fine. Let's do that. Kind of want to try something like this in Pioneer. I think it's probably too much setup for Pioneer. You could try it, but I think it's probably too much work there. I think it's probably a little bit too slow. Shepherd. So when you have 2 Shepherds in play, you technically get 2 triggers, but they don't stack in that you don't get 2 creatures back. Because you have to be able, if you've already exiled the creature from the yard, you can't exile it again. This is where the magic happens. I'm going to be on the play for game 3. Low variance game, all that. It's a 25 land deck for reference. So 4/4s aren't trivially easy to kill in Pioneer though, Lord Aaron. And like, you get to play Nightmare Shepherd first, and then it insulates Vannifar, which is nice. Aaron, thanks for the 5 months. Welcome back. Remember, if you want to critique my sideboarding, don't just say seems good. You need to tell me why it's good. Recommend a cut. Be constructive. Be specific. Sideboarding's not just about... Sideboarding's not just about having your best... Not about putting in all the good cards. It's about having your best 60. Well, that's just rude. This is one of the reasons why Assassin's Trophy is such a good sideboard card. I'm playing Paper Magic this weekend for the first time since Mulligan involves scrying. Was there ever got some GRVs? GRVs. Lava Coil and Noxious Grasp. Well, we're just gonna pass here. We're not gonna tap our Paradise Druid. GRV stands for Game Rule Violation. gonna go ahead and trophy this at their end step, just so I can like draw Vannifar. Do that now. Yeah, one of the things, like, a lot of people, from my experience listening to people make lots of random sideboarding suggestions, people love to just have all the answers post-board, especially in decks that aren't answer decks. People too frequently want to pull up and try and be interactive when that's not what your deck's trying to do. I could have attacked for 2, but their deck plays Shock, so I didn't think that was worthwhile. I think Finale is worse than Neoform and is worse than... I think Finale is worse than Neoform and worse than Incubation Incongruity, because our goal is to play Vannifar early, and spending 6 mana to find Vannifar is going to frequently mean that we are dead. I think 6, this time I could have attacked for 2. That time I definitely missed 2 damage because I was talking. I'm gonna kill this knight in response so the Robber of the Rich doesn't draw a card. Hey, thanks for the 5 months. Face check GG. Might be dead here, chat. Pretty unfortunate that we didn't get a game 2. Just how Magic works, though. Sometimes you take 5 mulligans in 2 games and it just doesn't work out. We started with Drawbridge and we cut it. The reason why Drawbridge isn't good is because you generally need too many things. You generally need to play an untapper from your hand the turn you're comboing to actually combo. There's just too many missing pieces. So, like, the Drawbridge lets you activate Vannifar right away, but without mana to play an untapper from your hand, you generally can't combo them anyways. So, like, if you can't combo them that turn anyways, it feels like a bit of a waste. I think I'm actually gonna go down 1 Neoform and up an Incubation. Neoform's been kind of middling. Incubation's been reasonable a few times we've drawn it. Deck order can change a lot overnight. Yeah. I mean, there's people add and subtract things to the deck queue every day. That's why, like, when people ask me to predict what's going to happen tomorrow, my answer is basically, unless something has an absurd amount of points, my answer is always, I don't know. So 3 combo pieces are a bit of a stretch. I agree with that in general, but there's also the detail of, like, our Vannifar finds other combo pieces. So, like, Vannifar is a card that finds the rest of it if you don't have it, which makes it less bad. I also don't always update my stuff late at night, though, to be fair. All right, let's look for a Goose or a Grazer here. Rats. Yeah, maybe the 4th scout's too many. A search tool is kind of like an untapper. Not exactly, but kinda. It's like untapper adjacent. Woe Strider blocks forever here, which is great. I think against a Sultai deck, I'm going to play Nightmare Shepherd before I play Vannifar, just as a bit of insulation. Two mana is too much mana, Ted. You just don't have time for that in Standard in this format. The basic forest was already in play, Lumpy, but feel free to criticize while you're not paying attention. Pro tip: if you're gonna tell me I made the wrong play, you should properly pay attention and make sure you're correct. I'm gonna leave that there just in case. Woe cannot sack itself. That's why I didn't use it to sack itself. Alright, and they should be dead next turn, right? This is a good example of, like, their deck just doing stuff and ours not really caring. Actually, did I even block? Because I can pod this. I'm gonna need to. I need a 1. I think I just take this hit here, because getting a 1-drop is actually useful. The TBD cards are on Stream Decker. Stream Decker is the tool that types !deck in chat. You can also click the SD icon. The cards are not on Deck Master, which is the mouse over overlay. Hopefully they'll be on there eventually. Okay, so they're dead. I can actually go right to this, right? This is why having a bunch of untappers in your deck is good, because you want to be able to draw them, because you kill them more consistently if you can draw them like this. So I can actually win here without playing the other corridor monitor out of my hand. So I'll show how to do that. This is why getting the 1-drop was useful. So this allows me to get corridor monitor off the 1-drop. And now I pod Deathless Knight into the Gray Merchant. And then that's only 9. What am I missing? We can keep going here, right? Nah, I'm gonna win without attacking, thanks. I'm not some kind of peasant that gets my hands dirty in combat chat. Come on now. Well, sacking Gary only does 9 more, chat. I want to do more than that. We can do better. Be better. Okay, so this Gray Merchant's for 15, and then we could do another 30 by sacrificing these Gray Merchants to the Woe Strider that was in play. So we could have done 30 more to them there. Just to let the record reflect. I like when our thing gets to do the thing. It's a good time. All right, I think we're supposed to. I don't know what we're doing. We're just like science dogging people. It's probably just like board and Assassin's Trophy. I'm kind of like off these Neoforms. I think the more I think about it, I think I just want 4 incubations. I might like cut the Neoforms like play an incubation or the Paradise Druid. Doesn't seem unreasonable. Yeah, you use Neoform on occasion. Neoform's useful because it's like an extra untap creature on occasion, or it's an extra pod mom. It might be right to just play the full 4 corridor monitor. I don't know. We're still testing this, Chewy. The heavily interactive decks we were able to grind out with Nightmare Shepherd, so that felt felt like it had potential still. I think this is a mulligan, right? Hey, Papu. Thanks for the Prime support. Welcome to Oglandia. Hope you're having a good one wherever you're at. I feel like the Shuffler is just screwing with us today. Never forget, chat. The Shuffler's as rigged as the Earth is flat. Never forget. All right, this hand's actually quite good. We'll bottom Goose and Monitor here. This hand is quite good. Looking for black sources here. This is not a deck for people afraid to mulligan. That's true. We are looking for pretty specific things. Like that one. Looking for specific things like that. All right, now we're just looking for a Vannifar. I think I'm bottoming that. My Goose is a second black here. Hopefully it doesn't die. I can like shock in Grave, play Woe Strider, and then play Nightmare Shepherd off Goose next turn. I guess I could just play Shepherd next turn and have Shepherd to protect Strider. Yeah, okay, let's just do this. 6 Heliod combos and the Pioneer 5/0 drop. Nice. Maybe it's right to Woe Strider first to be able to blow out something like that. And I should have played my land first because I can't play my Goose this turn now. We don't know Dude Light, so you have to remember the deck dumps are artificially diverse, so you can't draw any statistically significant metagame percentages from it. I don't think we can beat that card, huh? Feels dead. Looking for trophies and Vannifars. I think being a mid-range deck is bad in this format, Zaf. I think all the ramp decks that are running around render traditional mid-range pretty unplayable. I have yet to play a mid-range deck that doesn't have a easy access to Grey Merchant combo finish that feels competitive. We played that deck. We played that deck yesterday, full effect. Played it Sunday. Yeah, we're pretty dead here at this point. I think I want the extra trophy here. That's my Grazer. Grimflayer is not good. I'm gonna let you in on a little bit of disappointing news. Grimflayer is not good. I played 4 copies of Sylvan Advocate in our Abzan deck on Sunday, and it was excellent. 10 out of 10. Play more Sylvan Advocate. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just play this. Make a food this turn. Chess 2 did. Oh no! Oh no! We drew both the Garys, chat. That's not where you're supposed to be, Mr. Grey Merchant. You're not supposed to be in my hand. Why, Kiki Jiki? Why? At least this card is infinitely more castable than Kiki Jiki, huh? Infinitely more castable than Kiki Jiki. If they don't kill Podmom here, and we... Oh, they're gonna kill Podmom. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. They understand what's at stake. I mean, never punished. Being punished has nothing to do with drawing both Grey Merchants. That's funny, Black Sheep. Good clean deck building right there. I do think Tamiyo could potentially be an okay sideboard card for this deck. Just like if you're worried about grinding people out in fair matchups. Like if you're playing a matchup where you expect a lot of your stuff to die, that's probably fine. I've seen you play Kiki Jiki with less red mana than you have in this deck. You're not wrong. I think I have to keep that trophy, right? Need to kill this, Yeah, Finality could be cute too. A lot of details to work on. A lot of people like to write things off as, hey, this is complete or this is finished early in format cycles. They do it way too soon every season. A lot of people are too afraid to just be like, I don't know, we need to work on that. I think we're dead at this point. I can't beat Nissa and Polychronos. Yeah, we're pretty dead. I was told there would be no interaction. Where are them? Got any more? Y'all got any more of them Simic decks? Yeah, let's play a couple more with the Para Neoform and see how it goes. Could be a card on my list to cut. Those cards do different things, Sunox. Finality is a card for grinding against interactive decks. Neoform is a card to help us combo faster. I know we've played against two decks that are full of removal right now, so the thing Twitch chat wants to do is reconfigure our deck to be better against the deck we just played against, but that's not good deck building. If I cut Neoform, it's not going to be for Fine Finality. I'm not looking for cards to help me grind in the main deck. If I want things that are grindy, they're going to be in the sideboard. Hey, Kempa, thanks for 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Ben, thank you for the 2 months. I appreciate it. And thanks for the biddies, D20 Bandit. Mr. Maple Syrup, thanks for the 19 months. I think I'm actually in for that. I want to land, but that's just like, I also want that. No, I think they meant changing it in the main deck. Oh gosh, we got to play Veil in once? Oh, that's too funny. Spreading seeds. Eventually my sub will count in 3 months till Teferi will God will converge. It's true. Thank you for the quarter of a year. No, again, people, you need to listen to the things that I am talking about, that I'm interested in doing. Everybody, I don't know what it is about Twitch chat. I guess they just feel bad about being interacted with. But the goal of a deck like this is not to be a mid-range interactive deck. If you want to do that, go play a different deck. I don't think those decks are very good in this format because of the ramp decks. But my goal, are they dead next turn? If they don't have a counter spell, they might be dead. They could have a counter spell for this. Okay, so if they have nothing here, they should be dead. I believe. Hey, Chris, thanks for the 14 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. So again, this is why the one drop is key. Hey, thanks, Space Hearing. So we untap this. We go and find a Woe Strider. There's a good chance they don't know they're dead yet. Even if they have the Whirlwind card, if they had the Whirlwind card, they would have countered Prime Speaker. But if they have the Whirlwind card at this point, they're still dead through it because they've waited too long. Yeah, they would have needed to counter Nightmare Shepherd. Yeah, I responded to you. Oh, did I need to go get Woe Strider first? Did I mess up? Are they not dead this turn? Right, I needed to go get Woe Strider first for the extra devotion. Well, this only does 9 more. I need to go get second Grey Merchant, right? Oh, I could attack with Vannifar too. Yeah, that's true. That's why I'm not some kind of peasant. Chat. I don't get my hands dirty by attacking. This is turn, for those of you just tuning in, this is turn 4, by the way. All right, my frame right here, that's new. All right, and then we could do another 26 by sacking these to the Woe Strider. The tokens do have converted mana cost. Let's bump Jundin Pioneer. Sounds good, Lumbering Falls. Thanks for the biddies. All right, so Neoform out against the counterspell deck. 4 Agonizing Remorse is easy in. Plaguecrafter may or may not be good. The Drowning Cow Live, thank you for the 21 months. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Is this deck actually, I think it might genuinely be good, Bob. Against people that aren't interacting with you, you kill them relatively consistently. This card is genuinely good. A lot of other people have been saying they've been dumpstering the Simic decks because they just don't interact and you combo kill them. Yes, so tokens that are copies of specific magic cards have all properties, including the converted mana cost of those magic cards, but generic creature tokens, like goats, like soldiers, like those are all converted mana cost 0. Nightmare Shepherd is up there for one of my favorites, for sure. This hand's actually not that good against a control deck because they're certainly going to have interaction now that they know that Vannifar kills them, but I don't think I can mulligan Mana Dork Vannifar. On the off chance they don't have interaction, we get to just lag, dumpster them again. So that's exciting. It's not, this is like hands fine keep. In a linear matchup like against Simic Ramp, this is an ideal hand. In a matchup like this, it's just kind of whatever. Hello again! Thank you for the 19 months, Nom. I don't think I'm here to play around Quench. Especially when they could have a bunch of different 3-mana counter spells next turn. That is a card that counterspells Vannifar. go. I mean, I guess I would have gotten the geese back if they would have shattered the sky while this was out. I guess. This is a style of matchup where Tamiyo could potentially be useful because she rebuys our stuff.
You show remorse, I'll show restraint.
I mean, like, we're nowhere near killing them, but like,
Trust me, I have a plan.
ooh, that's really good. Man, they really do not like our geese. Not the biggest bird fans. So Tamiyo's fine, rebuys our stuff. Fine, Finality could also be good. The problem with Tamiyo is that her plus milling over random cards realistically can prevent us from comboing later. Yeah. Fine Finale is probably the better grindy card. I've got some sideboard slots that I'm not quite sure what I want to do with. Fine Finale is probably a fine inclusion.
Oh, I've done the hero thing.
Drog, thanks for the 5 months. Order of Midnight's not actually card advantage, sir. So the things I'm considering that I would like to play are things that generate actual card advantage. So things like Order of Midnight don't count because they're not 2-for-1s. Whereas Fine Finale picks me back up 2 creatures. So there's an important distinction there. You can just play Hydroid Crisis. I don't know that we ramp consistently enough to make that good, Bob. I only have like, I like cutting Grazer in the interactive matchups. Red Mage Frank, thank you for the very generous tier 3 resub. Put the swords red, black, discard, and Pioneer. Sounds fantastic. I think the people that are making recommendations in chat are not hearing the words that I'm actually saying. Again, identify problem, create solution. Something like Find Finality, I think, is the best attrition type card that we can play. If you think of another attrition type card that would be a good recommendation, feel free to recommend that. But I see people recommending a lot of cards in chat that are not attrition cards, cards that generate card advantage. I know I could have taken a Paradise Druid there, but I think I'd rather just have more threat density. Another thing that's kind of an interesting idea, create problem, identify solution. That's the Trump motto, right? Almost start a war and then take credit for fixing it. Another kind of interesting solution and something that could maybe be good is Deathless Knight kind of has an okay text box against control decks. Like, not only coming back, but also just like this 4-2 with haste pressuring their planeswalkers. So playing more of this could be okay. Does Finebroker fit? Maybe. I don't know. So Finebroker picks Vannifar back up, but we're not really interested in a random 3-4 body, so I don't know that it really qualifies as card advantage. If that makes sense. Like I'm interested in things that are like 2-for-1s, and that's not that. So Deathless Knight, again, if you listen to what I'm saying, it's not good because it comes back. It's good because it does this. This is why it's good. That's a card that can screw with our combo. Can exile things in response to Nightmare Shepherd trying to make tokens with them. Yeah, you can always find all of the past decks that I've played on my website. Click Videos Standard. And then if you click through to the YouTube video on YouTube, you can see the deck list in the video description in an MTGA export function, as well as a Stream Decker link. So because I have 3 Vannifar here, I opted to lead on one of those as opposed to the Nightmare Shepherd, just because, while this is the more important card, I just have more of them at the moment. I'm debating drawing a card with this.
And protect the innocent from harm. If you are going to fight, fight beside me.
Think I'm just supposed to stick this? Yeah, if they sweep, I'm pretty sad. Like, only have 1 Vannifar left in my deck. Okay, making tokens implies they're not about to sweep. They could have a piece of spot removal, like a Banishing Light. I don't think they're dead here, right? So we do this. Oh, right, because they're gonna get to do this, right? This stops this stops the Soul Shepherd from happening. Anybody who thinks we need to do anything with holding priority should read Vannifar. If we would have drawn a 1-mana creature here, we could have actually killed them this turn, I think. Okay, they let that happen. Alright, let's see if I can get him to mess up then. So they can use Lantern at any point to deny us the ability to keep untapping. Yeah, I think they're dead at this point. I think they've messed up. I think let's just double check. I think we go enough here at this point that they're not gonna be able to stop us with the lantern anymore. Oh, wait, did I foobar it? I messed it up now, right? Yeah, because this one stops me. I don't really know what we're doing. We have a board, though. Oh, no, because I have a pod activation, right? Oh, yeah, I didn't mess it up. Yeah, because I still have an activation on the stack, right? And our Tower Scout. Okay, so now we go turn this into Gray Merchant, right? Okay, so yeah, so they messed it up. I was good. I forgot we had a Vannifar activation on the stack. Yeah, now they should just be dead. Oh, I don't know the 4-pip one yet. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Yeah, they messed it up. I don't know why they didn't start us from the beginning. They wanted to be cheeky. If they would have just stopped us from the very first time, like they'd have survived. Yeah, they needed to stop me from untapping the very first time. They should have pulled the trigger on the lantern the very first time. They decided to be cute. They lost because they got cute. We can do another 20 here. Yeah, so just like, if you're gonna interact with it via the graveyard, you need to stop it early in the chain. Otherwise, we get to spread out like that and then eventually play through what you exile. This deck's a treat. How we doing, folks? Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody, wherever you're at in the world. If you're a new viewer, my name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream Magic and other games full-time here on Twitch. I'm usually here playing 30, 40, sometimes even 50 hours a week. If you enjoy constructed Magic, this is definitely the channel for you. We play it on a standard as well as historic here on Arena. We also play some Pioneer on Magic Online in the mornings as well. As always, love to give a shout out to my wonderful subs. I wouldn't be here day in day out without their support, so thanks to all of them for keeping me employed. I'd also like to plug a couple of my wonderful sponsors here really quick. BCW Supplies, the only ones I trust to protect my paper Magic the Gathering cards, using code HOGLANDIA at bcwsupplies.com. You can save 10% on sleeves, binders, deck box, and all sorts of other fantastic gaming accessories there with them. Cardsphere.com is a peer-to-peer trading network that love to help you turn your cards into their cards direct with other players. There's no haggling, and they just take 1% fee off the top. InkGaming.com will love to help you customize your gaming experience. If you head over to inkgaming.com/Jeff, you can save some on your orders there of custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags. And of course, the Nerd Rage Gaming Championship Series has $5,000 cash tournaments every single month in the Western United States. They focus primarily on Magic's older non-rotating formats like Pioneer, Modern, and Legacy. And you can find their streaming coverage every weekend well at twitch.tv/NRG Series.
Don't make your life garbage time. Join us in Hoaglandia today by subscribing to Jeff Hoagland with Twitch Prime today.
Hey, thanks for the resub there, Android. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Sounds great. Doesn't have an acceleration spell in it, but Woe Strider into Shepherd into Prime Speaker sounds spectacular. If our opponent's playing something linear and not interactive, we'll lead on Vannifar. If this is a good scry, we'll find a Mana Dork. Hey, Mr. Stanky, thanks for the 10 months. Welcome back. I appreciate you keeping me around. Untapped creature's a great draw. All right, play a Risen Reef for me. Play a Risen Reef for me. Oh, you love to see it, chat. You love to see it. Are they dead? Probably. So I can't play Nightmare Shepherd and get an untap next turn, is the trick. But I can pod Woe Strider into it and then use Corridor Monitor. Yeah. So we do this. To start, we do this into Nightmare Shepherd. And then we do Corridor Monitor, untap Prime Speaker Vannifar. This is why there's 7 untapped creatures in the deck. People keep recommending that we cut untapped creatures, but you generally need an untapped creature the turn you start going off with Vannifar to have enough untaps. So we grab Woe Strider. Then we pod this into the 3-drop untapper. Then we pod the 3-drop untapper into Deathless Knight. Hey, Diablo Man, thanks for the sub gifties. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. This gets Deathless Knight. And then we pod Deathless Knight into... I can't attack for lethal this turn, though, right? I can only 18 them. Because this is 6, 7. I can only 18 them this turn. Because I don't have another untap. Oh, yeah, I could Incubation into a 1-drop. Let's do that. Would Spark Double do it here? You can't get more untappers off of goats. Goats are only 2 drops. It's fine. They're probably dead. They're probably they're not dead this turn, but they probably can't win the game. So don't kill them till 6. We put them in a spot where they can no longer win the game, but we don't actually kill them till 6. Ooh, that's a good thought. I could have sacked extra creatures I didn't need to look for 1-drops. Yeah, so I can sack Gary to Strider, but it's still not lethal that turn. But if they would have traded with my 4-2, that leaves me in a worse spot. All right, so click submit. The token is the same devotion, Papu, because you lose the Grey Merchant. I might just click submit. I think we're just racing. You could maybe bring in the discard spells if you expect them to have some counter magic post board, I guess. So it could just be like Neoform could be the cut against potential counter spells. I don't hate that, like Neoform Scout. Yeah, I'm aware how my deck works, Derek. Oh, so you're saying before I get the 4-drop, I could go... Yeah, you're right. So before I get the 4-drop, if I wait, instead of getting Deathless Knight, when I get the 3-drop, I then pod into a 1-drop and then sack the 3-drop to untap it to get Corridor Monitor. Yeah, I think you're right that I could have killed them there, and I messed it up. I'm gonna click submit. I think you're right. So I could have... That would have let me start the chain up again to get another Woe Strider. Yeah, I definitely could have 20'd them or more on my turn if I had sequenced that differently. Yeah, you're very correct that I could have 20'd them there. I did not need to let them untap. That hand's kinda eh. Would love to draw a Goose or a Paradise Druid next turn. I'm gonna play this out because if I Incubation into Goose, I want to cast it. Alright, I have a Shepherd. Yeah, it's probably gonna be too slow. Has layers and it makes people cry. Definitely an onion. This was a viewer submission, just like everything else we do. If you want to see where this deck started, check the archive of yesterday's stream. I actually think yesterday's stream with this deck is probably one of the best deck tuning streams I've probably done ever. Like from start to finish, how different the list was while still keeping the core idea there. That was good. The latter, Sailor Dark. Who submitted the deck? I don't remember offhand. I look at a lot of deck submissions, and I've worked a lot of 14-hour days recently, so... It's all a little hazy. I'm not complaining. I've enjoyed my 14-hour days too. I'm just saying I'm not, you know. If we draw an untapped land, we get to Woe Strider and then Neoform the Woe Strider. How does my wife take the 14-hour days? She understands my job is cyclical and that around set releases, we need to prioritize having more time for me to work. We have open communication and she understands my job. Hey, thanks for the 6 months, Nectar. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I think I'm just going to bottom this. I'd like to draw land. It is. We're pretty good together. She's pretty great. I'd like to find the untapped land so I can Neoform this Woe Strider for Vannifar without running into Mystic Dispute. I might sack this goat, in fact, trying to find one. You gonna take my Nightmare Shepherd? That's unfortunate. You can't have it. That's mine. I made that, not you. It's my Nightmare Shepherd. I'm taking him and I'm going home. Are you willing to make this one into Historic deck? Yeah, definitely. I have no idea what it gains from Historic offhand, but I'd be surprised if it's not something. Let's see, if they could have another Agent of Treachery here. They could have also just been worried about getting beaten down. Yeah, I think we're dead. I don't know that we beat this. I'm trying to think. Yeah, we don't have anything to beat that. The deck our current opponent's playing, I think, is the best deck in this format until proven otherwise. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and concede. Maybe I want some trophies to keep up with, to interact with that. They're purely there for devotion to enable our combo turns. Would I rather have trophy or discard spells? I could go either way on that. Let's try this. Can you explain why you think the trophies are better on the play? I don't see why play draw has a correlation with that. Just looking for Vannifar. I like that Agonizing Remorse can potentially punch through Mystic Dispute, which is a real card that they could be playing against us. Nothing but net chat. Swish. Please play a 2-mana Accelerate. Gust is much better than Dispute. Get to do it again next turn. The strangest sense of deja vu. Hey, Time Gold. Thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. They're looking for like their third Aether Gust here, or like a Brazen Borrower. Okay, so if we find an untapper, they're dead. I believe. Nightmare Shepherd should also do it. Oh, look at that. I just have all the things. Good chance to kill them there. Get the Corridor Monitor. Corridor Monitor untaps this. Sack the Corridor Monitor. Corridor Monitor comes back. Untaps this. We get Woe Strider. Sacrifice Corridor Monitor. Corridor Monitor gets the 3-drop untapper. 3-drop untapper untaps this. We sacrifice the Tower Scout. This comes back, untaps this. We grab the Deathless Knight. We sacrifice the Gilded Goose. And so they're at 23, so we're gonna need a little bit more devotion this time through. Sacrifice this. Grab the other Deathless Knight. Sacrifice this. Get a corridor monitor. Sacrifice the Deathless Knight. Get a Gray Merchant. God, I think this deck might actually be good. I think there's a chance like there's something real here. Like, in paper, you never shuffle your deck. In paper, you just hold your deck and sit there and keep going through it. You never put your deck down. I do like the thinking about if we're not boarding in Noxious Grasp there, is it good enough against the white decks? Probably not. How do we like just 3 copies of Find for the Grind Us matchups? I think I want to make that swap. I think it's just like these out, these 3 in. It's also very possible that it's possible that we want like some Reclamation Sage. Or that card rotate? Sage rotated, right? We want some Thrashing Brontodon maybe as a way to interact. Is Sage legal? Why isn't Sage coming up? It's not legal, right? That card rotate? I feel like that card rotated. Yeah, Sage is M19. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna make the swap on the Fine Finalities and play one more for now. This one is definitely going on the website. Not close. Looking for a Mana Dork or a Vannifar. Yeah, I don't often tag the same deck of the day 2 days in a row, but I feel like I'll probably make an exception for this one. Oh, you know what? If they're blue-white control, maybe I'm supposed to keep that other one. And pay attention to their land. Hey, Zerat, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Regardless of which of my 4-drops I play, they suck against Teferi. And, like, potentially getting Prime Speaker down under what's it called? Under Absorb is appealing.
Let's slow this down. I've got it.
Okay, well, with that play, I'm gonna go Goose into Strider here, right? Good. The good news is we'll get to try out our Fine Finales on the sideboard. I mean, if there's ever anything close to Kiki Court in Standard, this is definitely the closest we've ever been.
I won't let you win.
Grazer should attack Teferi to let him know how we feel about him. Fair. I'm just looking for redundant Vannifiers at this point. Is Woe Strider a mistake because it's a free sack outlet? That's an interesting thought. Maybe. That's definitely part of the reason this deck works, right? I think aggro can get under this, definitely. I mean, to be fair, this is a 5-mana spell we don't want to draw.
This might be a bad idea.
So all things considered. I'm going to shock this in an incubation here. Looking for shepherds and prime speakers. Hey, Cheetah Fix, thanks for the 7 months. All of my classic Kiki Cord decks could cast Kiki Jiki, thank you very much.
That's more like it.
Speaking of the escape animation, I think that's the play this turn. Yeah, listen, I've registered a lot of voice Firelit Thicket in my day. Thank you very much. Strider's really good. It's possible we want a 4th copy of this over the 4th copy of Tower Scout. Very possible. I have no idea, Greg. Maybe. Even still, they're still like, I like how Twitch chat is like actually me about stupid shit that doesn't matter. Stop it. Get out of here. I said Prime Speaker or Nightmare Shepherd, just talking generically about what we're looking for at any given point in any given game. Yeah, I think we're done at this point. Let me go ahead and concede. The Teferi can pick back up the Elspeth Conqueror's Death and exile another thing. I prefer Kiki Cord Python. In general, I prefer decks that are combo decks second and fair decks first. Which this deck is definitely a combo deck first and a fair deck second. So discard spells and find in Grazer and Neoform easy out. I think it's the 2 Paradise Druids and a Tower Scout out as the other ones. So going down to 25 creatures, probably still high enough for incubation. Yeah, let's try this. Fair decks don't really exist in the standard format. Ramp and combo are like the 2 things we're doing. Hey, Amish Ronan, thank you for the 10 months. I appreciate the continued support. Happy Monday. When did fair decks last exist and were playable in Standard? Pre-War of the Spark. War of the Spark started our descent. GRN Standard was great. There was a ton of fair decks that were good there. There were some in War of the Spark too. It wasn't like... I feel like Eldraine really changed the overtone. You remember when people thought Carnage Tyrant? Can we go back to a simpler time when people thought Carnage Tyrant was an overbearing card? This hand's very good. We have a discard spell, and then we have lots of key threats that are good to resolve. I was expecting to see when I looked at their hand, but all these cards suck for us. Teferi's just so unreal annoying. I think it's just Conquer's Death. Because, like, the other things are, like, temporary answers or, like, let us draw cards with Nightmare Shepherd. And Elspeth Conquer Death, like, exile's my thing. Yeah, especially with the Fine Finales I boarded in. Having things go to my graveyard sucks a whole lot less. What are the archetypes in GRN Standard? Green-black mid-range. The Green-black Explorer mid-range deck was the defining deck of that format. Drawing both of our islands alongside our Deathless Knights real awkward. Yeah, if we would have been able to cast Deathless Knight and smack Teferi this turn, we'd have been in an absurd spot. Now, I think Carnage Tyrant was a great design. I think it's a fine design. I think making Control decks play answers is a net positive. Yeah, red aggro is competitive then too, right? The hallmarks of a healthy format are that there should probably be a red aggro, some kind of honest aggro deck that's competitive. All right, so I really need to find a land that lets me cast this Deathless Knight. Ideally a black source. We find a black source to get to kill this Teferi, we're in a pretty okay spot. Are we dead? I think we're dead. I'm gonna go to the next one. I don't know how much longer we're gonna play this deck. I don't want to spend a bunch of time spinning our tires here in a match that we likely can't win. Those are our only two islands in this deck, right? Am I recalling the mana base correctly? I feel like I'm recalling the mana base correctly. Yeah. It's unfortunate. Do I need two islands in this mana base? That's a better question too. Do I need two islands? I have 8, 12, 14 blue. I don't think I can afford to play another tapped land, huh? And Fabled Passage isn't good here. I already have 7 temples. Yeah, I don't think I can go to less than 14 blue. Can I? I guess I don't need blue till 3, and I have these. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut that. Maybe add a swamp. I already have 7 temples, which is borderline too many. I have 8, 14, 16 green. And I have 12, 14 black. I think I want to go up a black. We're a little bit light on black sources. I'm going to play another swamp. Fabled Passage I don't think is good enough because it's real awkward with Arboreal Grazer. And we frequently need our lands to come into play untapped on 3. I think I'd play another temple before I'd play another Fabled Passage. No, I'd 100% take an MPL or a Rivals contract. I think playing competitive Magic with very little pressure because you're guaranteed getting an appearance fee is a lot of fun. They'll never do that, so it doesn't really matter about this theoretical, but like, you know, if they did, I'd love to show up and play bad piles at big tournaments. That's what I did. I flew around the country playing bad decks at SCG tournaments on my own dollar for a long time, so getting to do that on someone else's dollar sounds great. Please remember, if you're going to make suggestions for things we should change to a deck, especially a deck that we're spending a lot of time working on, you should tell me a problem that your suggestion solves in addition to what we should cut for it. So there's always tons of different cards that can fit into every different deck. To the way you slot out which ones are good and which ones are bad suggestions is with those details. Do you have a Murderous Rider or are you dead? All right, so they're dead. They're dead, right? I assume they're dead. Because this gets me Nightmare Shepherd, and then this untaps and I kill them from there? Yeah, okay. This is turn 4 combo. Yay! Yay! Standard! Turn 4 kills! Yay! Magic! Alright, for those of you that haven't seen us do the thing yet, this is the thing. So now we have this, and then this. Let's just untap Prime Speaker. You have to get a goose back. This untaps this. This gets Woe Strider. The corridor monitor comes back and untaps Vannifar. This format does not have fair decks in it. This format is combo and ramp. Even the aggro decks that are competitive in this format play Embercleave. They're combo decks. I think Destiny Spinner fighting counterspells, maybe that's worth exploring. I don't know. I feel like just rebuying the things that they're countering is probably better. All right, so that happens. And then what do I need to do from here? And then from here, we do this, get the other corridor monitor. Right, there's one more. And then this untaps this. And now this can go get Grey Merchant. Oh, wait, did I mess this up again? No, we're fine. Okay, so I sack this. Yeah, they're dead. All right, so I sack this. It comes back and untaps Vannifar. The Scry doesn't matter. And then we sack the Grey Merchant. It comes back and hits them again. And then we sack the Deathless Knight to go get the second Grey Merchant for lethal. You think my opponent had fun? I hope they had fun. There is a 0% chance this deck is optimal. There's a very large chance I think that this deck is competitive. I'd be kind of surprised if some iteration of this doesn't end up being competitive. That was turn 4. For people that are watching, that was a turn 4 kill. That is our best possible draw. Turn 4 is the earliest we can kill. Alright, so I'm expecting them to have a bunch of removal post board because they know they need to kill Vannifar now. So I'm going to board in 3 Find Finalities. I'm going to trim these Neoforms. And then I think I'm going to board out a Tower Scout. It seems fine. We could have also done more than 25 there. Like I didn't completely maximize our damage because I saw a sloppy route to it. I should sit down. Should I write a primer about this deck? I'm taking tomorrow off. I could take 2 hours tomorrow and write a primer about this deck. That should happen, right? Chat, I'm gonna ask chat, you want to hear the easiest question in the world? Do you want a sideboard guide in that primer, chat? Would people like a sideboard guide? Alright, good. That's what I thought the answer was. I was just making sure. Alright, so this hand really needs another land. Swish. Swish. God bless the temples. Okay, so one thing that's worth noting, that's actually really important at this point, is I boarded out a Tower Scout. So there's only one Tower Scout in my deck currently, which could come back to bite us. I think main decking the Neoforms to go fast game 1 is ideal. I got bad news, chat. they're gonna get to untap with this Woe Strider. They didn't get to do that last game. They're gonna get to do it this game. All right, looking for Vannifar. Now, this Vannifar, we're actually looking for a black source next turn because ideally I would like to play Nightmare Shepherd before Vannifar this game because my opponent is more likely to have removal spells post board. Well, considering some of these cards don't technically exist in paper yet, I guess they had pre-release copies, right? Have I used Neoform to any effect? Yeah, we've gotten Vannifar with Neoform. Alright, so they can exile a card from our hand here. So, I think I just do this now. I know I talked about waiting because of the Nightmare Shepherd, but we've just stumbled enough and they have so much pressure that I think we just hope they don't have it and we get to kill them. There's a good chance they combo kill us next turn. If they have a Grey Merchant, they get to combo kill us. If they go land Grey Merchant, we die. Because again, there's just all combo decks in this format. This is 2, 4, 6, 7. Oh, we're not quite. Oh, yeah, we're exactly dead, right? They go, if they Grey Merchant us, Grey Merchant will do 14, putting us to 5. We take 4 in the air. We block here. We take 1. We die. So, yeah. So, if they have Swamp Grey Merchant, we're dead. Two players enter, one Gary exits. See, this is how you beat our deck. You have a little bit of disruption and plenty of pressure. Definitely susceptible to that. Typical recipe for beating any combo deck. Maybe this isn't a fine Finality matchup. I guess they don't always pressure us that much. Is it crazy to do these instead? If they're gonna have pressure, I'd rather punch through their stuff, right? What do we think about this plan instead of the fine Finalities? Like, their deck has some removal, but I feel like I'm not typically going to have time for them to, like, kill my thing and then find it back and then play it again. I think that's the plan. I think I like that plan. It's hard to pass up lands, untapped creature Vannifar. Looking for a mana dork here. I'm not completely convinced the Arboreal Grazers are worth their slots. That's definitely a card where if I was working on this deck, I'd be thinking about, is it doing what I want it to do? Is Vannifar dead or are you dead? Vannifar's dead. Rats. Is Vannifar dead or are you dead? The combo manifesto. Okay, they're dead. Got it. Got it. Get it, got it. Good. Right? I believe they're dead. Make sure we don't mess it up. Is that the perfect draw? So the problem from here is I can't get Woe Strider if I play Nightmare Shepherd here. So I need to pod into it, right? Pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the line is play corridor monitors from hand. This is what the kids call doing it? Yeah, I believe so. And this is 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, so they're just dead. We don't even need the second corridor monitor. Because each Gary is 9 because they're at 18. If they were above 18, we would need the second corridor monitor. But they're at 18, so we just 9-ball them twice here. So if they were above 8, if they were at 20 still, we would play the other corridor monitor, get another Woe Strider, and go from there. Yeah, I'm gonna sit down and write about this deck, I think, and go through. I need to sit down and actually write out the steps of the combo and do the math that talks about which branches of the combo with which combinations of creatures give you how much damage. Because I'm definitely kind of winging it currently, just like flying by the seat of my pants. I know approximately what we're doing, but getting above 18 gets a little messy, and it will be good to have quick references for what you're doing. Upgrades you get in Historic? Yeah, you get 4 Land War Elves in Historic. You have to cut Grazer and Paradise Druid and play 4 copies of Land War Elves. That's a very easy upgrade. All right, anywho, we're going to wrap on this one for today. We've been playing it for almost 2 hours. I do got other decks in the queue I want to get through. If this is your first time seeing this deck and you think it's sweet, it is. This is one of the many decks that we played over I streamed like 35 hours over the weekend. You can find them on my website, mtgesports.net. Click Video Standard. We're not done being live yet today, so if you want to see other sweet decks, hang out here still. You can catch up on my YouTube later tonight. Up next, we are going to take a crack at this red-black mid-range deck that's leveraging Crocs alongside Tiamat Calls the Dead. I'm going to hit a quick ad roll while we get set up for this next one. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out today. Don't go anywhere. Bounding Crisis is not historic legal, right? Yeah, this deck does have a curve. Real decks have curves.